What's up, internet? Steemy Coinz here once again, and thanks for checking out the video. Alright guys, Bitcoin sitting at $8,320, and it looks like we found a floor. So it looks like we have some sort of a floor forming at around the 8,000, say 8,300 to 500 level. So I'm liking that. That's looking pretty healthy. Hopefully we just go sideways for a while. Hopefully we don't have any more retracements. Alright, but overall Bitcoin is healthy as ever. Alright, and that's just from the perspective of, not just from the price perspective, but on the amount of wallets that are being created, the amount of transactions that are recorded on the blockchain, the hash power. Everything is on an upward trajectory, upward trend. So it's looking great right across the space, and you can see in the price now we're starting to form a floor. So that's very good. That's very positive. All right. So yeah, I always like to start the videos off showing the Bitcoin US dollar chart, because there's so much information that can be gained just from looking at this chart. Reason. Right now the US dollar is the world's reserve currency, and Bitcoin is the base currency for cryptocurrencies, right? So matching these two together gives you a lot of information. It can give you a good, it allows you to get a good read on the psychology that is actually driving the market. Alright, so I wanted to talk about a couple things today, but I wanted to touch on something really quick. I was watching this video. It's by Altcoin Daily. Now, Altcoin Daily is another YouTuber. He does a lot of reporting about what's going on in the cryptocurrency space overall, and yeah. So generally, I usually agree with a lot of his assessments, even though I believe he's too much of a Bitcoin maximalist for my taste. But you know, he's all for cryptocurrencies, and that's a good thing, and we as a community needs to support that. He did do a story yesterday that I disagreed with, and it was actually pure FUD, and he spoke about the Tron and Binance super representative, because now Binance is now a super representative on the Tron blockchain, right? And he said that it's all centralized, and that could not be further from the truth. So he read a blog post that was done by some blogger out there that doesn't like Tron and basically wants to attack the network. So he basically said that, okay, Binance basically bullied its way to being the super representative on the Tron blockchain, the number one super representative on the Tron blockchain, and that's just more proof that Tron is centralized. But that is not the story. That is not even a quarter of the story. The real story is, yes, Binance is the number one super representative, but what is happening and how it got to that position is because it is allowing staking on the Binance platform. So you can take your Tron and you can stake it on Binance, and that would generate you more Tron over time. So that is how Binance became the number one super representative on the Tron blockchain. Now, the super representatives right now, they make 32 Tron for each block that is produced. Right, there's an upgrade coming to the network which will only allow them to get 16 Tron for each block produced. But at the same time, Binance is not taking any of the Tron. Like, that's what they're doing right now. They're not taking any of the Tron. They're taking the Tron and allowing you to stake it, because you can't stake it like that on Tron. Well, yes, you can, but it works in a different way. Binance is taking their staking off chain. It's off the Tron blockchain, right? It's on the Binance platform. So when they collect their rewards as a super representative, that is what they give to the stakeholders, right? The stakeholders earn that as their staking rewards on the Binance platform. So there's a huge misunderstanding, and is well, I don't even think it's a misunderstanding, and I don't blame Altcoin Daily. I don't think he is the one that's actually created the FUD, but he's definitely perpetuating it. But I think he just has a misunderstanding of what Tron is doing, and I know he's very anti-Tron. He doesn't like Tron, doesn't like Justin Sun, and I keep saying Sun because that's his name, but Justin Sun for most people. But yeah, I've heard him say it many times that he doesn't like him, and yeah, whatever. And I think that a lot of that stems from the earlier days of Tron, where he was out there aggressively doing guerrilla marketing, and guerrilla marketing does tend to piss people off, especially when you gain a lot of popularity from that tactic. But yeah, guerrilla marketing, that's how he started out, and it pissed a lot of people off. So, and on top of it, Tron used to be an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain, and then they split and got their own mainnet, and there was the accusations of plagiarism, which as if you're in software, that's a very silly thing to say, because there is in software what we call the law of inheritance. All right, so Tron has inherited from Ethereum, because Tron used to be a token on Ethereum. So by the nature of Tron's existence, at its very core, it's well, how do you say it now? It has inherited a lot of properties from Ethereum. So yes, the white paper is going to be somewhat similar, but there are major differences though. Tron is not a proof of work token; it is a proof of stake, and it has always been. All right, and so there are many differences there, but people like to over exaggerate and say that it's plagiarized, and that's a silly argument when it comes to software development. That's a silly argument to say Tron is its own complete independent blockchain cryptocurrency. It's much faster than Ethereum. It's an improvement on Ethereum. All right, and not to attack Ethereum. Ethereum is awesome, but Ethereum, Tron was able to accomplish something that Ethereum is still struggling to accomplish. All right, so yeah, so from those days, Justin Sun has not been liked very well, and he has a lot of opponents, and people like to attack Tron. But this story was just completely negligent, and there was no research done on it at all. But yeah, so I just wanted to clear that up, because Altcoin Daily, I respect the guy. I watch his videos all the time, and he does do a lot of good for the cryptocurrency community. And as I said, for me, he's a little bit too much of a maximalist for my taste, but that's just me because I'm heavily into DAPPS. But to report something that is so inaccurate is very dangerous, and dangerous to the community. So I just wanted to just put that out there. Alright, so Binance and Tron is actually doing a lot. They're not making any money off of this venture. It's just completely giving back to the community, and that's why I don't want to say I took it so personal, but that's what really upset me, because they actually did something that's completely charitable, and then they're getting a lot of flack for it. They're saying that it's centralization, and he literally said, look at this post, Justin Sun doesn't even care. I mean, come on, that was really low. But yeah, so I just wanted to just to talk about that for a second. But anyway, moving on. So Frag, their airdrop is in process, wave 4 in progress. So what they're gonna do, they're gonna drop 400,000 or 40,000, 400, yeah, 400,000 into each one of these DApps. I don't think Frag raffle is included. Let me see here. No, raffles not included. Frag Goo, Frag Bonds, Frag Power, and Frag Box. So bam, 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 bam. Yeah. So basically, Frag has been blowing up. The price is doing really, really well. There is a retracement though, which is to be expected, because a lot of Tron the price got driven up because of this game that was being anticipated, Frag Power. Alright, so Frag Power is a new DeFi experiment which aims to provide passive growth for hodlers. Now, it took me a while to fully wrap my head around how this works, but basically, and there's a Medium article on it too that really explains it. I honestly had to read it 3 times before I fully understood it. But yeah. But so let me just give you a brief overview of how it works, see if I can explain it properly, and then we'll just go through the article and pick it apart, right? So anyway, so right here you have the target price. Okay? Alright, so if you look at the DEX, and this is the DEX that they're referring to, you know, right here, the buy and sell, not the DEX for Frag TRX, but the DEX for Frag Power, or I should say Frag and Frag Power, just to make it more clear, right? Okay, so if you want, so the price for one Frag Power right now is 1.9 frag, right? Not Tron, but 1.9 frag. Alright, so this is the target price. As long as this price, the 1.9 frag, the buy price, as long as that is above the target price, the supply will constantly increase, right? So that's the supply of power, which will cause the price of power to fall, right? And you see it, there's a countdown right here, but over time the target price will keep raising. It will keep raising, right? All right, so, and that's gonna allow for everyone to profit over time. So there's a lot of ways to play it. So you can play it passively or you can play it aggressively. So for example, say you wanna play this aggressively, right? What you would want to do, the supply is increasing, right? You're gonna want to look at the price, try to figure out the best time to get in, because remember, supply is increasing. So once the supply increases, the value goes down. All right, so there's gonna come a point where the price starts to fall on the DEX. Once it gets below the target price, instead of it saying supply increasing, it's gonna say supply decreasing. All right, so once the supply decreases now, and that's the supply of power, to be clear. Once the supply of power decreases, your supply also decreases. So right now you see I have 187.6, right? It's gonna increase in about an hour, that is, yeah. Right now I have 187.6. Once it decreases, I will lose a percentage of this. I might go down to 180, right? But there is a timer. So what I could do before it decreases, I can choose to sell my frag. All right, so that's one option. I could sell my frag, sell my frag power, go into frag, and wait till the supply is increasing again, and then buy up more frag power. So that's like an aggressive way to play it, and there's a number of strategies you can employ. So you can actually come up with your own strategy. That strategy that I just gave you probably isn't the best strategy, but you know, it actually wasn't well thought out. I'm just explaining how it works because I was just able to understand it myself. All right, so that's basically how it works. That's an aggressive way of playing it. Now passively, what you can do, you can buy power. You can buy some power, and then you can just come over here and freeze your power, and just wait 7 to 14 days. All right, and then your power will be ready, and that will protect it from the fluctuations in the market. So you're not gonna have a decrease in or increase in supply, right? So you're not gonna have that. So you're just frozen for that amount of time. All right. So depending on the strategy you want to employ, again, that could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. Depends on how you want to play it. But it's just about it's really a game that you can figure out your own best strategy. There's no wrong or right way to play it. Right now, I'm choosing to play it passively. But yeah, that could change in the future. So that's my way of explaining it. Now let's go through the article here, see if the article can explain it a bit better, which it probably can. Alright, so it says, what is Frag Power? Frag's latest DApp brings power to the Tron network. It is designed as a financial experiment which seeks to deliver sustainable passive income to players through an autonomous and immutable system of growth. The core principle of the experiment is that power is a scarce asset, which is pegged to an always increasing target price, which makes it unique and more desirable compared to stablecoins, which are typically pegged to a fixed $1 price. Alright, so both the Frag price, the price in Frag, which is the amount of Frag it costs to buy power, is gonna keep increasing over time. Steady rate of growth. Alright, so that's why it's a good idea to jump in quickly, by the way. So how does power work? So purely proclaiming an asset as a target price is not sufficient to keep its price. Alright, so just giving something a price is not sufficient for it to maintain that price. Alright, so Frag Power provides a decentralized and autonomous mechanism to maintain its target price. Okay, good. If the DEX price falls below the target price, then the entire circulating supply of power constricts. Alright, so remember, like I said, once you fall below the target price of the DEX, once the DEX, sorry, I want to be as clear as possible. So once the DEX price falls below the target price, the supply of power constricts, and that makes power more scarce, which drives the price up. Alright, so it's almost like something, it balances itself out, right? So the price falls below below the target price, power constricts, and just by nature of it constricting, it makes power more scarce. And once power becomes more scarce, then it becomes more valuable, and that drives the price up again. Alright, so it keeps pushing. So the increase in price of the increasing price on the DEX, the constantly increasing price on the DEX, is driving the fluctuation. But the fluctuation is driving the fluctuation of the supply of power. But the fluctuation of the supply of power, right, is pushing up the price, causing it to go up. So it's a symbiotic relationship. All right, if the DEX price rises above the target price, then the entire circulating supply of power expands, making power less scarce. So the economic measures assist in offsetting any supply and demand mismatch over time through slowly manipulating the market price. So this graphic illustrates exactly what I'm saying. The blue line is the target price, and that is going to constantly keep going up, right? And then the DEX price, it's going to fluctuate. right? And the reason why it's fluctuating is because of the increasing and decreasing of the frag power. All right, so when it gets above the DEX price, it's gonna increase in supply in supply, and then there's gonna be a point where there's a sell-off of the power, so it decreases in, no, not a sell-off, am I saying this right? Yeah, basically. And it's a symbiotic relationship, because one is going up, the other is fluctuating, but the fluctuation is actually going up, which is a interesting experiment. So here's an example. Power began with a target price of 1 frag, which increased to 1.4 frag after 10 days. However, the DEX price is only 1.2 frag. Therefore, every hour the circulating supply of power increases by 1% until the price is above 1.4. Alright, so let me just go back over this. The circulating supply of power decreases by 1% until the price is above 1.4. And remember that decrease, that 1% decrease, drives up the price on the DEX. So the DEX now, it was gonna drive the price back above the target price, which is 1.4. All right, and once it's above the target price now, that's gonna increase the power again. Assuming you started with 10 power, then after 1 day of supply constriction, you would be left with 7.8 power to trade. This reduced supply, in theory, provides an increased price per power until it is back over the target price, and then supply expansion will begin again. This process occurs autonomously and indefinitely, providing an unstoppable decentralized finance (DeFi) system of growth for everyone equally. Excuse me. The Frag Power protocol also comes with a time lock system. Alright, this mechanism allows players to freeze their power, which keeps it immune to supply changes, such as constriction and expansion, allowing a player to passively grow their portfolio as power's natural price increases with the peg. Alright, so yeah. So the freezing is a somewhat of a protection. Yeah, from the decrease in supply and the increase in supply. So if you just want to keep some frag power safe, yeah, you can try that. So that's just another strategy that you can employ. Alright, so Frag Power is now live and you can play it here. Click, whatever. Alright, so that's gonna take you here. Yeah, so I spent 2,000 Tron. I bought a bunch of power. Yeah, and I have 187.6 power frozen, not frozen, unfrozen, and I have 19.8 power frozen. Alright, so I'm just gonna hold this. I'm holding this indefinitely. Don't really have a plans on selling it anytime soon, but this price, the price of frag, is going up so fast and so aggressively that this can easily turn into 15 Tron per frag easily. Alright, so yeah, so I just wanted to explain that. Links to these DAPPS are in the description, guys. You can check that out for yourself. There's also frag bonds, which is going very awesome. Not bonds, frag box, which is doing very well. I just have 2,493 Tron, I'm sorry, frags in the frag box, and it just pays me divs, and I just reinvested. So frag box is pretty interesting. It's great to be in these DAPPS because you guys get a piece of the airdrops that's coming. But yeah, frag is awesome. Frag is doing very good for themselves. It's leading the deflationary token competition on the Tron blockchain. Alright, so still mining Rocket token. I just mined another 30,000. Gonna throw that back in, and yeah, Rocket token is paying out big time, big time. Loving it. Yeah. All right, so that's about it. Also wanted to tell you guys, check out CXIO, buy Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, a number of different cryptocurrencies. Tron right here is my personal favorite. You purchase some Tron and then you send it off to your wallet. It's almost instant. All right, but yeah, CXIO, I believe they have the best prices. You guys can check it out for yourself. So you can just come up here, type in whatever you want to spend. Say you want to spend $100 US, bam, you see it gives you 6,400 Tron. It tells you right there, and that's probably the best price. I've done the research. This is the best price I can find out there. You guys can check it out for yourself. If you find something cheaper, definitely go with that. But links in the description to this DApp. Hope you guys check that out. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. I really appreciate it. I appreciate my subscribers so far. I've been growing, so I'm really grateful for that. And all my referrals also, I'm also grateful for that. And yeah, if you find this video interesting, educational, just go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Show the channel some support. I try to put out a video every day or every other day, just discussing my investment journey in the digital space, cryptocurrency space. Yeah, and hopefully educate you guys along the way. Alright, and remember, not financial advice. Go ahead and do your own research. Alright, with that being said, like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Peace.